Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to Codeblaquefacts. You guys know I love you and I do appreciate you. So today I'm coming to you with a story, a tragic story of the woman you see on the screen. She was a 23-year-old woman. Her name was Shadayla Johnson, and unfortunately, she was deleted by a Dusty that she once dated for a very short period of time. But this Dusty that you guys see on the screen, his name is Carlos, and he basically shot her 15 times in the back, you guys, after she broke up with him and she decided not to take his calls or text messages. He got angry. He went over to her house and allegedly shot her 15 times, killing her. She is a mother. And, this is just a very tragic story. And I want to cover this story because I think there are some teachable moments, both for men and women, but more specifically for women, because, unfortunately, you just can never really know what type of a person someone is until you make them mad. And not just mad, but like real mad. You never really know until you do it. And then, unfortunately, something like this happens. So you guys stay tuned. And I'm going to go through some of the details of the story. Thank you.
A young woman is dead and her ex-boyfriend is accused of killing her. The situation unfolded early this morning in Brevard County.
West 2's Scott Heidler is live from the scene in Melbourne with brand new details tonight. So, Scott, what did you learn?
Well, Melbourne police just have identified the 23-year-old victim, and the suspect, her boyfriend, turned himself in to authorities just a little bit ago. The victim, Shadayla Johnson, was found shot several times this morning after police were called in just before 8 a.m. to this house on Colbert Circle. Fire rescue immediately performed life-saving measures on arrival, but Johnson did not survive. Melbourne police confirming that her ex-boyfriend, Carlos Jones, who was initially a person of interest, turned himself in at 10:30 this morning to the Palm Bay Police Department. He was arrested by Melbourne police, charged with premeditated first-degree murder. Jones is also 23 years old. We spoke with a woman who said she's Johnson's aunt, saying that she was well supported here in the community.
Yeah, she was loved dearly. Beautiful soul, beautiful young lady, and this has been very tragic. I just can't say no more, sir.
Detectives and crime scene investigators focused on this vehicle soon after being called in, and CSI removed bags of evidence from the scene to determine what led up to the shooting. Melbourne police tell us that this is still an active investigation, and if anyone has any information, to contact them right away. Reporting live in Melbourne, Scott Heidler, West 2 News.
Okay, guys, so I'm back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read through some of the article, and then also I'm going to give some of my commentary on just like my own personal thoughts concerning this story. Again, this is a very tragic story. My heart goes out to Shadayla, her family, her friends, anybody that knew her. And this is really, as a black woman myself who is also single and dating, this is terrifying, right? Like, this does not make me want to even open up to allow somebody in, because it's almost like, you just don't know. You just don't know. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, you can kind of tell. No, because a lot of times you may not be able to tell until it's too late. Clearly, this woman only dated him for a short period of time. And when, for whatever reason, she broke up with him, right? And instead of him going on his merry little way, because again, he's a black man. So because he's a black man, that means that everybody wants him, and he's so sought after. So it's like, dude, go your own way. Go find Maria or Ling Ling or somebody. Like, go. Why are you hung up on a woman who don't want you? Whom, by the way, according to the story, he was staying with her at one point. So they were only dating. First of all, let me go ahead and read some of the story. Okay, so it says a Florida man is accused of deleting his ex-girlfriend after she didn't text him back, police say. So again, he basically shoots this woman in the back 15 times in the back. So that means he did it when she wasn't looking. That means he did it when she was walking away. That means he went to her house unannounced and somehow got her to come outside, or it could have been she was on her way to work, because I mean, again, she was a working woman, right? And this man he shoots her in the back, you guys. I mean, talk about coward. Talk about, a worthless piece of nothing. Right? This really infuriates me, because it's like, dude, go be all you can be. There are so many women out there. You got all the Ling Lings you want. You got all the Marias you want. You got all the Beckys you want. You got all the whomever else's you want. Go be great. Why are you hung up? Why are you out here taking out black women? I can't tell you how many times I've seen these stories and heard of these stories. And this is why it really angers me, because this woman was trying to move on. This was a mother, from my understanding. A mother, you guys. And she's in school. All right. She already had a job. From my research, she had a job in the medical field. So she was probably in school, probably to do something within the medical field, which is a very good field to be in, no matter what generation you're in, because people will always get sick and people will always need hospitals. So the medical field will always make money. So here this woman is, she's elevating her life. She's getting on the right track. She is trying to take care of herself and her child. And then you got this no good nothing. He probably didn't have nothing going for himself, because I'm going to tell you something. Men who got stuff going on, men who are out here moving, shaking, and baking, they not worried about some chick that they've only dated for 5 months breaking up with them. They not worried about that, because they out here handling business as well. They out here sought after by other women. So they're not worried about a woman who she say it's over with, they gone about their business. So this is how I know this was a Dusty. All right. So let me continue reading some of the stories. So it says Melbourne Police Department said Carlos Jones, that's the Dusty, he's 23 years old, was arrested for the deleting of his ex-girlfriend, who is also 23 years old, Shadayla Johnson. It says Johnson's father told police his daughter was headed to work, just like I thought, you guys, on Tuesday, December the 20th, around 7:46 a.m. Once she left her home on Colbert Circle, he heard a series of gunshots, causing him to look out the window. That's when he saw Jones peering from behind Johnson's car. All right, so the daddy actually seen Jones, which is the Dusty who deleted his daughter. He actually saw him. All right. It says her father said he went outside to investigate and saw his daughter laying face down on the ground, surrounded by a pool of her own blood in front of her car. Police were called and paramedics rushed Johnson to Holmes Regional Medical Center, where she could not be resuscitated and died from her injuries. Police said around 11 a.m. Jones walked into the Palm Bay Police Department to turn himself in. Melbourne Police Department was immediately notified. According to investigators, Johnson and Jones were in a relationship for 5 months and had reportedly lived together until their breakup 2 weeks before the shooting. Jones told detectives, okay, Jones again is the Dusty. This is him telling detectives. So basically Jones, he basically went in and confessed to doing what he did. Deleting this woman. He confessed. So I don't want to hear, oh, it's the white man's fault. Oh, she did X. No, he confessed. And let me tell you what he said. Jones told detectives that he was angry because Johnson wasn't picking up his phone calls or text messages. So remind you, they broke up 2 weeks prior to the shooting. All right. And because she was not wanting to get back with him, she was done with him. She was trying to move on with her life. And 9 times out of 10, she probably broke up with him because he showed some anger issues, and he probably showed her that he could not control his anger, and she probably broke it off with him, not thinking that this man would take her out, not thinking that she needed to get a restraining order and probably needed to get armed herself. And the one thing that I want everyone, more specifically women, I want us to realize is that we're not living back, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. All right. We're not living back in those times. We're living in a day and time where I don't know how many times we've seen where a woman has said no, right? She's walking down the street, minding her business, or she's walking into a store, minding her business. And because she says no, she gets her eyeball busted out. Do y'all remember that? Where the lady went into that convenience store and a guy asked her for a number and she told him no, and he punched her and basically knocked her eyeball out. Do y'all remember that one? Or better yet, do you remember the young girl that was walking down the street, right? Or walking out of I think a building or something like that, and the dudes were catcalling or doing whatever, and she told the dude no, or she kind of ignored the dude or something. I can't remember exactly. But what I do remember is that a skateboard was picked up by this dude and he knocked her out with the skateboard simply for saying no, simply for, kind of ignoring him, going about her business. We're not living back in a day and time where things like that don't happen. And I can't speak for other groups of women, but I can speak for Black women because I am one. And I can tell you right now that it does not look like things are getting better. It's getting worse. So the only thing that I can say is to protect yourself. And I'm not saying that this young lady did not. No one knows the details, but I can tell you right now, getting in a relationship with somebody and then breaking up with them is life. We've all done it. We've all been in relationships. We've all broken up with somebody. All right. So that is not outside of the norm. And when you do that, you don't think that that could cause your death. Nobody thinks that. But maybe we need to start moving as such, ladies. Maybe when we start breaking up with these dudes, because for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, and no one knows the reasons why Shadayla broke up with this man, but I can only imagine it was probably because of his anger issues. Because if you're so mad to where you're going to delete somebody because they're not answering your text messages or your phone calls, because y'all are broken up, why should she? She doesn't want to get back with you. And you get so mad to where you deem that worthy enough to delete somebody over. And he's 23. Ladies. And 9 times out of 10, him taking her out had, some to do with her, but more so to do with him. Because this is the thing. If he was staying with her, he probably didn't have nowhere else to go or nowhere else to stay, right? He probably was on his last leg with his own family. So she was providing, a place for this man to stay. So it was more than just, she broke up with me. It's like she broke up with me and now I'm homeless. Now, again, I said could be. I don't know. But who gets so mad that somebody who has broken up with you is not texting you back or answering your phone calls? It's got to be more than just she didn't text me back and answer my phone calls. It's got to be she broke up with me, and as a result of her breaking up with me, now I'm homeless. As a result of her breaking up with me, now I feel worthless, right? Because this is the thing. When a broke man can get a woman to lay up with him, he feels good. It makes him feel good because it makes him feel like he can still pull, right? It makes him feel like he's worth something because remember, he's broke. So in this society that we live in, most men who are broke, because again, most men, they measure themselves by the money that they're able to both obtain and the money that they already have. That's how society labels or deems manhood, right? A lot of men connect their wealth to the value that they put on themselves, right? So if a man who don't have any money, right? He's broke. He's a broke dusty, but he's still able to pull a pretty woman, because we're not going to sit up here and lie and act like this woman is not a pretty, gorgeous woman. This woman is a beautiful woman. So the fact that he can even pull her makes him feel good about himself. And we all know, I mean, I don't have to break this down. The, woman that a man is able to pull in terms of her beauty, her youth, things like that, that reflects well on him, the man. This is why men want women who look good. This is why men, make it a big deal for them to be able to pull 10s, so-called 10s anyways. Right? So when you broke, you don't have no money, you don't really have anything going for yourself, but you're still able to pull a 10, you're still able to pull even a freaking 6. It don't even matter. You're still able to pull something that look good, that other men think look good. Because again, we're not going to sit here and act like this woman was an ugly woman. This woman is a beautiful woman. Very beautiful woman. And then on top of that, she's, in school. She's in the medical field. Like, she has some things going for herself. Again, that reflects on the man. The man finds pride in that, right? Because, all of that shows, okay, she's intelligent, so she ain't dumb, right? She's about, her business. Again, so it's more and deeper. And these are all my thoughts, you guys. I'm not saying this is something that I read. I'm just saying these are my sentiments. But her breaking up with him was probably the result of a lot of different things that happened to him. And 9 times out of 10, I've seen these stories enough to know that 9 times out of 10, her breaking up with him also resulted in him not having a place to go or stay, right? It also, because remember, if you are a broke dusty, ain't nobody finna let you just be up in their house like that. Not even your mama. A lot of these mamas is putting these broke dusties out. This is why they're having to go find women to lay up with and on. All right? So when you don't have nowhere to go, yeah, that'll make you mad enough to say, you know what? It's all her fault that I'm broke. It's all her fault that I'm a dusty. It's her fault that I don't have nowhere to go. So I'm going to go just take her out. Because that's going to solve everything. He got in his feelings. He doesn't know how to control his anger. He doesn't know how to resolve any issues. He don't know how to go get it. He don't know how to make things happen. He's not a shaker and a baker. He has nothing going for himself. All that stuff starts rushing into your mind. And I can guarantee you, it wasn't him that did it. It was her. So he blames her for everything. And that resulted in him going over to her house and taking her out. But that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys go ahead and speak your mind in the comment section. Also, don't be disrespectful. We are talking about someone who is no longer here. So please do not be disrespectful. If you do, you will be deleted. Not only will you be deleted, you will be blocked. All right? Not you will be deleted. Your comment will be deleted. Let me clarify that. Your comment will be deleted and you will be blocked. So I hope you guys just tell me what you guys think in the comment section below.